Hey anyone, how's it going? Welcome to Bite Size Marathons, and today we're going to be watching Bad Batch Episode 8. I have high hopes for this episode since this is the halfway point of the series. I can't believe we've gotten it's already this far in. And, from the thumbnail I can see on Disney Plus, we can see Crosshair. So finally, we're going to see Crosshair again. Let's just get into the episode. Reunion. What have you all been doing, huh? Are they still there? Apparently.
And that's how you disassemble a thermal explosive.
How do you still have one?
Live ordnance buried until we're both goners. 10.
The conductor feeds the coil expander. This connects to the transmitter and...
7.
Then what?
6. 5. 4.
I don't know which wire to cut next.
Better get it right. 3. 2. 1. Obviously not that one. Too late. Run for it.
What? Wrecker!
Gotcha.
Why didn't it explode?
Because it's a smoke bomb. You think I let you train with a live explosive? I'm not
Maybe.
crazy.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Scrappers are still watching. I didn't mention this last time, but I really enjoy the fact that they replicated Cal's poncho.
Yeah, I see.
I wonder if there is an insane chance if we're still on Braca. Will Cal show up? I mean, he's gonna be a little young, but
Are you okay?
it would be cool. We didn't expect Kanan to show up.
Just waiting to...
It's so weird seeing them walk through this. We're used to seeing, at least I'm used to seeing, like Ezra and that crew walk around these old areas.
This is a threat to our contingency plan. I will have to call upon further assistance.
Further assistance.
Wise. We already have someone handling matters.
As long as one of these bounty hunters deliver the young clone
Ooh, more bounty
intact,
hunters.
that is all that should concern us.
Who's next? I think Boba is a natural choice.
It's Crosshair, all right.
He won't be able to detect us. I'm blocking their scanners.
That won't stop him. Come on.
Well, if you're all still here, can't you get Crosshair back?
That cruiser's where the
Obviously
power
won't be that
system was
easy, though.
detected. Any life signs on board?
That Yes Commander didn't sound like a normal clone voice. They started replacing more? With stormtroopers?
How many troopers are we talking about?
Remember this area being the spot of the battle between the droid squad and all those buzz droids.
Okay. I'm not
Back in
going out
Clone
that
Wars.
way. There they are.
Stand down.
Tapping our comms to track our movements.
Come on, bro.
So
I knew this was crap.
predictable.
Nice to see you too, Crosshair.
Echo, scomp in and reroute reserve power to the cannons.
If these cannons fire, this whole deck will collapse.
Oh, really? Is that not the point?
Exactly. Look at you.
Inside an ion engine before.
How many people have?
Weirder if you
With the
had.
mechanics?
These chambers
Yes.
are quite the engineering marvel. This blast primer coating is capable of
No one
withstanding...
cares. Keep moving.
See, that simultaneously looks larger and smaller than I expected it to be.
Try again, Hunter. I told you before, you're surrounded.
Double back.
See that? Look how big this thing is.
What is that?
Sounds like the engine's coming online.
Are you
But that's
kidding
not
me?
possible, right?
Technically it is. I restored the ship's main power core when I accessed the central system, which means the engines can be activated.
Oh, that's great. That's really helpful. Thank you,
Crosshair
Tim.
wouldn't do that.
Dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum, dum. I like this. I mean, it lacks a little bit. I know they're trying to make the theme more epic. It kind of lacks that epic feeling, but it's still cool. Wow.
Everybody get down!
It's the first, isn't it, for Star Wars? Oh! Is his face burning?
Report!
Wait. Did our squad already get there? Shots are awful. There's a full HUD in there.
We have to get him on board.
How do people forget that there's a HUD in here? Because what happens? So
He took Omega.
Who? Crosshair?
No. A bounty hunter. We have to find her.
I don't even know who they are. No. Please don't end the episode here. Please. Dang you! And it's one of those sad episode endings because what else are you gonna do? Right? No sound effect at the end. Well, sound effect, I mean the normal upbeat Bad Batch score. And that was the Bad Batch episode 8, the kind of mid-season finale in at least some versions of how shows are, released. This would normally be a point of a mid-season finale, and there would be a break until we get to the next section of the season. And at least story-wise, they still kind of did the same thing here. This was like a huge, big climactic moment, and then a huge thing to change for the rest of the season. We finally got to see Crosshair and his stormtroopers again, and it was fun. Not really much change on them. No explanation of what they've been doing. I guess they've just been running missions for the Imperials this whole time, and this is the first time they've gotten whiff of the Bad Batch. I think the biggest part of the episode had to be a return of Cad Bane. A lot of people were wondering where he was this whole time. At least, I don't know if a lot of people were, but at least on my YouTube feed, I used to see quite a few "Where is Cad Bane" videos, or at least in the thumbnails. And, well, here's the thing. Originally, in Clone Wars, they had planned to have an episode where young Boba Fett kills Cad Bane. It's the exact same kind of Western standoff like we saw here between Hunter and Cat and Bane, but Boba is the one who wins it. I think and I think an important part of it is that Cad Bane is the one responsible for the dent in Boba's helmet. I can't remember that part, but basically it was a planned section of Clone Wars, and it was a half animated part of Clone Wars, but obviously we never got to actually make that episode. Here we are. Cad Bane has made a reappearance in this show. So could Dave Filoni be angling to redo that storyline again? To redo that storyline in the Bad Batch this time instead of in the Bad Batch this time? I'd be all for it. It'd be fun to see. And yeah, obviously it would be a whole different series of events because this is the Bad Batch show. You have to find a reason to have them there. This isn't the Clone Wars where you can just visit all random people across the galaxy and it doesn't matter. So obviously the story will have to be largely changed, but we could see that face off again. Or, we could, reassign Cad Bane's death to one of the Bad Batch. Maybe a rematch with Hunter. I think I mentioned this in the thing, but his voice was similar but different. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but from the sound of it, it really did sound like the same guy who voiced Cad Bane the first time. I need to check that after this, but it just sounded deeper. Like he had severely aged since the last time we saw him, because that weird, alien kind of inflection was a lot higher pitched. I think that's the right way to say it than when compared to this time. It's almost why I didn't realize he was Cad Bane at first, because it sounded like a heavy Western drawl, and then it went up to his Durian. I can't remember what the species is called. Their face. And it's like, oh yes, you are Cad Bane. Good to see you again. And he even had Tobor. I don't think it's weird. His little robot. It was fun to see him back. And I was wondering what other bounty hunter they'd call, and a lot of people were thinking Boba Fett, but Cad Bane, I'm happy with that. No Fennec Shand, and he got the job done easy. Which obviously is what the big end of the episode. Omega is gone. Straight up gone. Kaminoans have her, and that gives a real sense of purpose, at least going forward. So far, the Bad Batch have just been like, alright, we gotta do something to survive and, live and figure out how life works out here, and that's decent reason to keep going, but it can get tiring after a bit. So to have this new drive to go get her back, that'll be great. Going back to Crosshair, he got heavily injured with that engine turning on. I almost didn't expect it. I'm kind of used to shows like this just throwing it off with just that, oh my gosh, they got blasted into the wall. But no, he got some severe burns there on his face. And I don't know. Will we see Crosshair return to the fold anytime soon, or is that something they're going to save till, like, finale time? Otherwise, the engine set piece was really cool. It's an interesting location that we haven't spent much time in. Like, the only other time we've messed around in one of those engine tubes is when, like, the Falcon flies through a Star Destroyer in The Force Awakens. But to see it like that, it's very interesting. And to see the engine start, I don't think we've ever seen it from that kind of angle. At the very least, not from one of these cruisers. That was fun. Yeah, all in all, an enjoyable episode. I am dying to see what'll happen next week and what's gonna happen to Omega. Hopefully, if she's finally taken, the Kaminoans will finally tell us what on earth they're doing with her. They can stop being vague with those pronoun games. But we'll have to wait and see. Over here, you'll see the next reaction reel that comes up. Over here, you'll see a playlist of all my videos. On my face, you'll see the subscribe button. Like, subscribe, comment, criticize even. I don't mind. See ya.